The top two AI companies pound for pound right now, OpenAI and Anthropic. OpenAI giving us ChatGPT, Codex, all these incredible tools. Anthropic giving us Claude Code, and honestly, one of the most powerful ecosystems in the game right now. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Jeff Urenchi. I run a digital and technology agency called OpalWave. We build high-end web development projects, smart automations, and deploy AI systems for companies out of Victoria, BC. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 things I check every single time I open Claude Code. These 5 things keep my workflow tight, my sessions clean, and my output professional. Let's get into it. So the very first thing I do every time I open Claude Code is to first open a session, which I have right here. And then I just hover over this button right here that says Working Directory. And this tells me exactly where Claude is working from. You don't want to open it in your general working directory because then you can get projects mixed up. That's the first thing I do. It just makes everything clean. It keeps everything organized. The second thing I do is to check my modes. These are my 3 modes: ask permissions, accept edits, and plan mode. I always start every project with plan mode. This allows me to organize my plan for the particular thing that I want to do. If I'm creating an app, I'm able to plan everything out into a PRD before I ship. The second thing on here is accept edits. And what this does is sometimes it'll let Claude go through the project and ask you a few things, and sometimes it might not. When I've used it, the way I've seen it work is that when it's something really deep, something that it has to make a big change on, it's gonna ask me. When it's the smaller stuff that already exists in my files, then it might not ask me. The third thing on here is ask permissions. Claude Code is gonna ask you permissions every time it's running. Every time it needs something to be clarified, it's gonna ask for your permissions. So depending on what you're doing, you can choose the right mode for your workflow. Okay, so the third thing that I always check is my connectors. I always make sure that these are turned off. And the reason why I do this is because I don't want these like connectors to eat up my context window. These are essentially MCPs, and if you don't know what MCPs are, Model Context Protocol, it's basically a standard way of letting the AI speak to your applications. And when you leave this on, it eats up your context. So every time you run a new session and you send a prompt, Claude Code is gonna take up all the tools that exist in this MCP, in this connector, and then it's going to run it within your context window. This is going to eat up a lot of space and eat up tokens. The fourth thing I do, which is almost essential to my workflow, is to check for the models. I have Opus 4.7, I have Sonnet 4.6, and I have Haiku 4.5. And these are just different levels of intensity that I want my LLM to work at. So if it's for a very simple task, I use Haiku 4.5. If it's for a bit more, if I want more intensity in my workflow, I use Sonnet 4.6. And for high complex tasks, very high level, very complex, I use Opus 4.7. Mind you, Opus, Sonnet, and Haiku, they eat up tokens depending on what you're feeding into them. So for simple tasks that don't eat a lot of tokens, you want to use Haiku. For more complex tasks, you want to use Sonnet. And for very complex tasks, you want to use Opus 4.7. The fifth and final thing that I do is always to check my usage. So this way I can see where I'm starting from. I can know what type of tokens I want to use for the project, all that stuff. So I know this was not a lot, but I hope you learned a few things just to get you started. And if you're already using Claude Code, just to make sure you're getting everything set up properly. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.